بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
In the name of Allah, the entirely merciful, the especially merciful.
والتين والزيتون.
By the fig and the olive.
وطور سينين.
And by Mount Sinai.
وهذا البلد الأمين.
And by this secure city, Mecca.
لقد خلقنا الإنسان في أحسن تقويم.
We have certainly created man in the best of stature.
ثم رددناه أسفل سافلين.
Assalamu alaikum and good morning, ladies and gentlemen. With that, we formally begin the 25th Annual Population Research Conference. I'd like to request our honorable dignitaries to please come to the stage, starting with Dr. Akbar Zaidi, Executive Director for the Institute of Business Administration. Sir. I'd like to request Dr. Nasra Shah, President, Executive Council for the Population Association of Pakistan. I'd like to request the presence of Mr. Muqaddar Shah from UNFPA Pakistan to please join us on the stage, sir. We are very honored to have Mr. Scott Erbaum, Consul General, U.S. Consulate General of Karachi. Sir, please join us on the stage. I'd like to request Ms. Simi Ishfaq, founding member and former vice president of the Population Association, to please join us on the stage. We have with us our keynote speaker for the day, Senator retired Javed Jabbar. Sir, please join us on the stage. Ladies and gentlemen, we are very honored to have Mrs. Shanaz Wazir Ali, who has agreed to preside over the inaugural session. Madam Shanaz, please join us on the stage. And with that, I'd like to hand over the floor to Dr. Akbar Zaidi, Executive Director for the IBS. Sir, over to you. It's up to you, sir. You can speak.
Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum and welcome everybody. My task is the easiest. I just have to welcome you. So I'd welcome Dr. Nasra Shah, Mr. Scott Erbaum, the representative from UNFPA, Javed Jabbar, Shanaz Wazir Ali, and others. Colleagues and others as well. It's not very often that I'm in the room with people from whom I've learned so much. Dr. Nasra Shah, Zeba Sattar, Javed Jabbar, Shahnaz Wazir Ali, GM Arif. I mean, these are people who, when I was started as an academic, I remember I used to cite Zeba and Shahnaz's work, the other Shahnaz, not the Shahnaz, Zeba and Shahnaz's work extensively, and I learned everything that I know about population from Dr. Nasra Shah's work and Zeba Sattar's work. And of course, GM Arif Sahab wrote on poverty. And so it's seldom that we have such a presence of people who've defined how I do research and economics and think about the country. So there's something else that I want to confess as well, that I've always been a population skeptic. I think it would be correct to say that I've been a population denier, right? I've always, despite reading Shahnaz's work and Zeba's work and Dr. Nasra Shah's work, I've always said, "Theek hai, we have a large population, but there are two other countries which we border. India has 1.4 billion, China has about 1.1 billion, Bangladesh used to have more." And I've always argued that, it's not about the number of people. It's about distribution, it's about resources, and looking at it from a political economy concept that, if a few people have all the resources, then whether you have 10 people in a country or you have 10 million or 100 million, it's not going to solve the problem of education, poverty, health, and things like that. So I've held that view for 35 years of my professional experience, of my professional life. But now I've realized that I was wrong. And I'm glad that I can confess that in front of Zeba and Dr. Nasra Shah and Javed and Shahnaz Wazir Ali as well. Because I think it's important, because I've always felt that, yes, 250 million or 200 million, inki khapat ho jayegi. There's somewhere we will accommodate them. But it's obviously not happening. And with our growth rate, which I still haven't figured out, population growth rate. I mean, I can sort of figure out the economic growth rate, which is always, a dubious number, but so is our population growth rate. I don't know if it's 2.5, 2.43, 2.3, or, I've looked at a series of numbers, and I'm still not sure what the intercensional growth rate of our population has been. I know it's close to 2.5. And that's a figure that's been quoted, and I'm not even sure if that figure is right. And there are people here who actually look at the numbers and who will probably say it's actually closer to this than to that. So when we have a country where we don't know what the population growth rate is, except that we know it's very, very high, where 250 plus million people at the moment and rising, there's a serious problem, given that for some decades now, our economy has been in decline. So, and that has a major serious effect on distribution, on quality of life. And even if we send 20 million Pakistanis abroad, I mean, all Pakistanis want to run away and go abroad. But even if you send 20 million people, which no country will accept them, but that will still not solve the problems that we have. So I think for me personally, and for us as social scientists, as economists, as demographers especially, and for the Population Council and the Pakistan Association and institutions like this, I think it's important to re-emphasize the problem of population. It's not the fact that it's 2.5% growth or it's 250 million today, but that it's now become a serious problem, along with the climate change problem. And I think the two are closely linked. And it's a very sad reflection on our society, on our politics, on our economics, where we have the sort of growth that we have of our population. Economic growth is something to be proud of. Population growth, definitely not. And I think the only thing that Pakistan has excelled in the last 3 decades is increasing its population. And I say excelled with a lot of irony there, that एक चीज़ में जिसमें हम आगे बढ़े हैं वो है आबादी. ना तालीम में, ना सेहत में, ना मईशत में, ना क्रिकेट में भी फेल होते जा रहे हैं. आबादी हमारी बढ़ती जा रही है. So I think it's way past time, not just time, way past time. Like people like me confess that they were wrong, and I do, and come back and start becoming an active agent to make the arguments that why population increase is bad, why it needs to come down, and more importantly, how one does that. So that was something that I've been wanting to say to an audience like this for many years, once I realized I was wrong. which is some years now. So I'm going to hand over the mic to Dr. Nasra Shah. And if you want to go there, yes, please, please. Okay. So welcome again to the IBA.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum and good morning, everyone. Dr. Akbar Zaidi, Director IBA. Mr. Muqaddar Shah, representing Dr. Louis Shubane, Representative UNFPA Pakistan. Ms. Rachel Grant, Regional Office Director, USAID. Consul General Mr. Scott Urbaum, U.S. Consulate General Karachi. Senator Javed Jabbar. Mrs. Shanaz Wazir Ali, colleagues, students, and honored guests. I would like to offer a very warm welcome to all of you at the opening session of the 25th Population Research Conference of the Population Association of Pakistan. About 6 years ago, when I came back to Pakistan after living for 35 years in an Arab, Muslim, Gulf country, that was going through a rapid demographic transition. The excessively slow pace of socioeconomic development and demographic change in Pakistan was very hard to comprehend and accept. Yet, there were hopeful signs, with high-level attention being paid to curb the rapid pace of population growth, and a task force was formed under the country's president. We were hopeful that the annual growth rate of 2.4% would begin to decline as a result of this high-level attention, some of which still exists today. The 2023 census, however, shattered our hopes by yielding a growth rate of 2.55%. This implies that if this rate does not decline, the population of Pakistan will double from the current roughly 240 million to 480 million in 27 years. That is by 2050. For all of us who care about Pakistan, this is a nightmare scenario indeed. So, we are here today, and the main objective of our conference is to deliberate upon the consequences of this rapid population growth on sustainable development, especially poverty, productivity, and climate change, as was mentioned earlier. We have tried to bring together a wide range of participants, including policymakers, researchers, donors, program implementers, and students, for a vibrant and well-informed discussion. The conference is organized as 4 plenary sessions and 6 concurrent technical sessions, where research results from 24 research papers from across the country will be presented, as well as poster presentations from 32 studies on a range of topics from across the country. One of the highlights of this inaugural session is a recap of the first 25 years of PAP from 2000 to 2024. We recall the achievements of the past 25 years and hope to point the way to the needs of the future. The first plenary session reports the results of the research that looks at the projected consequences of rapid population growth on various aspects of socioeconomic development over the next 25 years. In the second plenary session, the 4 population research centers from each province and the Center of Excellence for Population Wellbeing Studies report on their activities, achievements, and future plans. The third plenary raises a new call to action for advancing family planning utilization in the country. The fourth plenary session focuses on the data-driven assessment of impacts of the private sector's contribution to family planning. On day 2 of the conference, we have 6 concurrent technical sessions with scientific presentations on key sub-themes of the conference, namely migration and brain drain from Pakistan, population growth and economic development, poverty, gender, health and health systems, women's empowerment and social development, tools and methods to support data-driven decision-making, and a spotlight session on innovations and opportunities for accelerating utilization of family planning services. As we engage in discussion and debate over the next 2 days, let us remember that insights, thought partnership, and collaboration we foster here have the potential to shape the trajectory of Pakistan's socioeconomic development in the coming years. This conference is not just about understanding the challenges of population growth, but about igniting collective action to turn these challenges into opportunities. Together, guided by research and evidence, we can pave the way for a prosperous, equitable, and sustainable future for all. Thank you, and I look forward to engaging with you throughout this conference and to have an excellent exchange of views which helps us move forward and make this country a better place to live in. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Nasra and Dr. Akbar Zaidi, for setting the tone for the rest of our session today. With that, we'd like to share with you a recorded message from Dr. Lue Shabane, the representative for UNFPA Pakistan. He couldn't join us in person, but we have Representative Mr. Muqaddar Shah representing UNFPA. We have a video message from Dr. Lue that we'll just queue up in a second. Sir, could we have the message, please?
I really appreciate that. And the theme that you are addressing today is extremely important. Pathways to SDGs. To speak frankly, while Pakistan's history is very much inspiring and has leaders, frankly, why? Assalamu alaikum. Thank you very much for having me at the opening of the PAP 25th conference. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. And the theme that you are addressing today is extremely important. Pathways to SDGs. To speak frankly, while Pakistan's history is very much inspiring and has leaders, women and men, who have created a country and a great nation, the standing of the country at the moment at the global agenda does not befit that and should not be acceptable. If I look at the indicators of Pakistan on the social agenda, which is the main heart of the SDGs, we can see that Pakistan is standing at the 137 position among all countries on the SDG index. And it is at the 134 on the social progress index, which is comprised of 57 indicators addressing well-being, economy, health, and democracy, as well as the welfare of the population. Also, Pakistan is placed in the 5th tier of the social progress index among the countries who are classified as low performing social agenda. In addition to that, if you look at the global gap on gender index, we can see Pakistan is among the 5 low-performing countries globally, and on gender parity index, we can find Pakistan is before the list. All these indicators tell us one sad story, and this sad story speaks to having women out of the equation in Pakistan. Looking at the population issue in Pakistan and the dynamics and the consequent poverty, stunting, and all the issues related to the challenges that's facing Pakistan, we can indicate one and only one important key to address the calibration between population growth and economy. It is the investment in human capital. Human capital investment is very important to ensure that people are able to find jobs. People are educated to enjoy their rights. People are able to find ways to bypass poverty. Therefore, the discussion that you are to have in this conference is really important. And we need to continue these discussions to push and chase the 4 authorities in the country: the political, the legislative, the executive, the media, as well as the other authorities, in order to improve the level of accountability to people. We cannot blame people as victims for being victims. People are victims in this country. When people are having too many kids, simply because they were not told otherwise, simply because they were not educated enough, simply because they were not serviced enough. People have rights, and these rights have to be fulfilled. 3 weeks ago, I saw the Minister of Finance speaking at the IMF platform. He was saying that Pakistan is facing 3 existential challenges: climate change, population growth, and stunting food security. Therefore, what you are discussing today is extremely important. It is one of the most important pillars that can make or break the future of the nation. But as I said, we cannot blame people. We have to invest in them. Poverty is a consequence of the lack performance of the economy and the lack of investment of the human capital. Therefore, if we are going to discuss poverty reasons, we could see that mostly it is part of the accountability of the state at different levels of the state authorities. So my message today is that, first, we need to continue discussion about population issues without blaming the population, without hanging all the problems of the country on the population growth. Population growth is not high and it is not low. It is not good or it is not bad. The issue is to speak about if we are able to invest and capitalize on this growth or not. If we are unable to capitalize, then it becomes high. But if we are able to capitalize, why not? And let me just remind you that if you look at the highest 10 populated countries in the world, 7 of them are in the G20. So it is a blessing to have more population. But we have to invest in this population. We have to ensure that every one of these population has an opportunity to fulfill its potential, have the rights, and their rights are enjoyed in a proper way. UNFPA is very much committed to continue the work with PAP and all other partners and stakeholders to ensure that population agenda is on the top priority of the government at the federal and the provincial level. Not because this is only our mandate, but also because this matter is maker or breaker for the future of the country. You can rely on our support. You can rely on our partnership. You can rely on our collaboration. We are here to help. We are here to support. But please, let's find a new narrative about population that does not blame people, that does not hang all the challenges on the population size. It is an issue to have a calibration between what we can achieve and what are our burdens. How to make population growth an asset to the country, and to ensure that everyone is enjoying his or her rights to achieve their potential. God bless you. Best luck. Assalamu alaikum.
Can I please have the slide deck? Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, with that, we would like to request Mr. Scott Erbaum to please share remarks for today's conference as well. Sir.
Good morning. Dr. Zaidi, Dr. Shah, other esteemed guests and colleagues, assalamu alaikum and good morning. It's an honor to speak with you today, and I'd like to start by thanking the Population Association of Pakistan and the Institute of Business Administration for hosting this important event. The United States really values its long-standing partnership with Pakistan, which now spans more than 7 decades. This partnership has played an important role in making progress in key sectors, including health, education, governance, and economic growth. And the United States will remain committed to supporting Pakistan on its path towards sustainable development and improving the lives of its people. The theme of today's conference is very timely, as Pakistan, like so many other countries, is grappling with the challenges of population, growth, poverty, and climate change. U.S. assistance in Pakistan in health is closely connected to both youth development and climate resilience, both of which are essential for Pakistan's long-term stability and prosperity. By investing in voluntary family planning, maternal and child care, and infectious disease prevention, the United States is strengthening Pakistan's ability to address these challenges and protect future generations. We take pride as your partner in expanding access to these essential services, working with the government of Pakistan and many partners to improve service delivery and strengthen health systems. We recognize that health systems are essential to building climate resilience and helping communities cope with the challenges of climate change. These health systems must adapt to the increasing health risks associated with environmental change, including vector-borne diseases and food insecurity. As the single largest donor to Pakistan, the United States is proud to be helping Pakistan strengthen its ability to address these challenges and protect future generations. As we gather today, I'd also like to recognize the 16 days of activism against gender-based violence, which is running from November 25th to December 10th. This global campaign calls for an end to violence against women and girls and emphasizes the importance of gender equality and women's rights. Empowering women through better health, including access to maternal care and family planning, is driving sustainable development in Pakistan and other countries. Healthy women are more resilient, and when women thrive, communities flourish. Finally, I'd like to thank our host today and the organizers for bringing us together and for supporting this important discussion about climate change, poverty, and population growth. I'd also like to recognize the government of Sindh and our partners represented today for your leadership and your contributions to supporting sustainable development here in Sindh and improving the lives of the people here. I encourage the government of Sindh to continue these efforts, and together we can build a better, healthier, and more resilient future for the people of Sindh and all of Pakistan. Shukriya.
Thank you, Consul General Abam. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a monumental year for PAP to be hosting this conference because we've completed 25 years, and I feel especially privileged to have this opportunity to facilitate our Silver Jubilee Conference to share out an overview of the journey that we've had thus far. We are very fortunate to have with us Ms. Simi Ishfaq, who was one of the founding members for PAP. And just to share a little tidbit with you, she actually wrote the constitution and the bylaws for PAP at its very outset. So we have Ms. Simi Ishfaq to share with us a quick overview or a recap of the last 25 years of PAP. Ms. Simi Ishfaq.
Thank you very much, Dr. Zahir. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, Assalamu alaikum, and good morning, everyone. It is my pleasure to congratulate the Population Association of Pakistan, commonly known as PAP, on its Silver Jubilee, marking 25 years of remarkable achievements. As Pakistan's first association of population professionals, PAP holds unique significance. I'm honored to reflect on its 25 years journey and celebrate its mission-driven achievements. Next, please. Today, I feel elated. Next, please. Today, I feel elated reflecting on 25 years of sustainability and growth of the association, whose seed was sown before my eyes with my own humble contributions. At the same time, I deeply appreciate the vision and efforts of my senior colleagues at the Population Council and the founding members of PAP. With nostalgia, of course, I recall the early days of PAP's inception, when we all worked tirelessly to establish the association and promote the population discipline in the country. The need for an association of population professionals had been recognized for years, but it wasn't until the mid-1990s when Mr. Peter Miller and Dr. Zeba Sattar joined the Population Council as country representative and deputy country representative that this idea gained momentum. In 1998, they brainstormed extensively to shape this vision, and by early 1999, they submitted a proposal to the David and Lucille Packard Foundation. Later that year, the Population Council secured an initial grant for the purpose, thanks to the support of Ms. Sharon Stash, the program officer at that time. I just wanted to mention her name and thanks to her. With the grant in place, an ad hoc group of esteemed population professionals was formed to lay the foundation of the association. The founding members are listed in the next slide. In February 2000, the ad hoc group convened to finalize the initial modalities, including setting up the secretariat at the Population Council. From this group, a pro-term executive council was formed to oversee the association formative phase until the first election. I can see 3-4 founding members here. Dr. Mehtab Karim is sitting there, Dr. Zeba Sattar, Dr. Fareed Midhat are also sitting. I wish others were also here. Dr. Nizamuddin, yes, Dr. Nizamuddin. Execution, yeah, next please. In 2000, the Secretariat worked tirelessly to implement decisions taken by the founding members. The Constitution or Memorandum of Understanding Association and the rules and regulations were drafted, then vetted by a prominent lawyer, and then approved by the pro-term Executive Council. Simultaneously, the Secretariat invited firms to design the association logo, navigated bureaucratic procedures to secure government registration, and launched a membership drive. Membership drive was categorized into 5 categories: regular, institutional, student, life, and honorary members, with specific selection criteria for each. I remember mailing lists from various organizations were compiled, creating a database of over 800 potential members who were then invited to join. In August 2000, PAP was officially registered under the Societies Act 1860 as a non-profit, non-political, academic, and professional organization. Next, please. And finally, on October 24, 2000, the association was formally launched during the first population conference at Aga Khan University, Karachi. This pioneering platform aimed to unite researchers, experts, policymakers, and NGO professionals to share knowledge and strengthen the population discipline in the country. Next, please. The objectives were laid out as PAP was to promote research, advocate for evidence-based policymaking on population issues, build the capacity of young professionals, publish scientific work, confer awards, and collaborate with national and international organizations to advance the population research agenda in the country. Next, please. Next, please. The establishment of PAP was indeed a landmark achievement welcomed by researchers, academics, demographers, and other stakeholders. The glimpses of memorable moments when it was formally launched can be seen in this slide. Next, please. Since the inception in October 2000, PAP has evolved into a sustainable and thriving association of population professionals. Membership has grown from 285 in 2000 to over 1,500 altogether today, along with 36 affiliated institutions. In 2018, PAP was officially certified by the Pakistan Center for Philanthropy. Next. The association's impressive regional demographic and professional diversity has made it a valuable forum for advising and facilitating key stakeholders on critical policy issues, and key contributions include assisting in the preparation of the Ministry of Population Welfare's Perspective Plan 2012, providing input during consultative sessions with think tank at the Strategic Policy Planning Cell, preparing policy notes linking population with security concerns in Pakistan, contributing to the Planning Commission and Ministry of Planning, Development and Reforms for the 2019-2020 annual work plan on the population chapter. PAP has also promoted higher education in population studies by facilitating the initiation of master's program in major public universities, by organizing annual conferences to engage faculty and students. Developing a master's course outline for the Punjab Higher Education Commission, Lahore, was also an important task carried out under the leadership of Dr. Nizam. Next, please. By organizing key lectures, seminars, panel discussions, PAP plays an important role of advocating for emerging demographic and health issues to policymakers, sensitizing them towards evolving solutions and policy measures. PAP has kept the PAP members and other stakeholders connected through sharing of emails, disseminating annual conference proceedings, and quarterly newsletters, sharing of research reports, and also updating them about training and job opportunities. In recognition of PAP's publication, the Library of Congress awarded Exchange Partner Award to Population Association of Pakistan in year 2013. A key objective of PAP has been to build the capacity of young professionals, researchers, and students across Pakistan. With a diverse membership of experts in demography, public health, and social sciences, PAP draws on this pool of knowledge to offer voluntary training as resource persons. Over the past 25 years, short courses on research methodologies have been a frequent activity benefiting hundreds of students in the country. Next, please. PAP has consistently provided a platform for students and young researchers to present posters and papers while also offering abstract writing workshops to support their professional growth. These workshops held alongside annual research conference. We yesterday had a one-day conference. which help enhance their ability to communicate research findings. Hundreds of young researchers have benefited from this opportunity in the country. Next, please. I must say that the seed planted 25 years ago has now grown into a strong, thriving tree with deep roots in the population community. PAP is the premier national forum for presenting scientific research on population and facilitating interaction between policymakers and researchers. It is now recognized both nationally and internationally as a forum for promoting dialogue and the exchange of scientific knowledge among population and other population professionals and other key stakeholders. Next, please. Since the inception in 2000, PAP has regularly organized annual research conferences, attracting professionals, researchers, and academics. In collaboration with leading academic institutions, 25 such conferences, including this one, have been held in major cities across the country, covering a wide range of themes, which started with the Pakistan population issues in 21st century, and like today's theme, which is very important, we are covering climate change as well. Next, please. Within a few years of its formation, PAP gained international recognition with scholars from neighboring countries submitting abstracts and participating in its conferences. At one conference in Islamabad, when Dr. Mehtab was the president, I remember the delegates from around 20 countries participated in that conference. Next, please. Another milestone of the PAP has been the timely publication of annual conference proceedings. The research compendium published by PAP is frequently used by government, academics, and students. PAP aims to foster dialogue on development issues at the provincial and regional levels to understand grassroots perspective. In collaboration with the development partners, local organizations, and provincial governments, PAP has organized 17 regional seminars so far. PAP has provided enormous opportunities to its members to benefit from national and international luminaries as keynote speakers at the conference, such as Professor Dr. John Castelline, Dr. Gavin Jones, Dr. Arif Hassan, Dr. Ardil Najam, Dr. Amy Choi, Dr. Anurudh Jain, Javed Jabbar Sahab, among many others. The three pillars essential, I must say, for the sustainability and continuity of non-profit professional organization have consistently supported PAP. Throughout its journey of growth and expansion, individual members, donors, development partners, and academic institutions have played crucial roles in its success. I believe that PAP's sustainability stems from its early ability to attract renowned population professionals who played a pivotal role in making it a viable organization. These individuals serving as guiding lights not only planted the seed, but also nurtured its growth. So this biannual conference have also been held with the biannual elections have also been held with immaculate regularity. So the leadership was transferred very smoothly to next EC. Under the exceptional leadership of key population champions who served as president, PAP flourished organizationally, professionally, and technically, maintaining a strong focus on quality and rigor during each tenure. Next, please. Since its inception, PAP has enjoyed steadfast support from national and international donors and development partners. Key supporters include the Packard Foundation, UNFPA, DFID, USAID, HANDS, Pathfinder, PSI, and others. And I must highlight here that Population Council has been a cornerstone of PAP's success, providing financial and intellectual support, and laying a strong foundation that has enabled the association to reach this significant milestone. To foster link with academic institutions and raise awareness of population research among students, PAP has collaborated with major universities across the country hosting its annual research conferences on their campuses. These interactions with renowned population professionals have thus inspired many young students to pursue careers in this emerging field. So, I congratulate PAP on its, next please. I congratulate PAP on its remarkable achievements. Over the past 25 years, it has successfully highlighted the centrality of population issues in development by fostering research, providing a platform for scholarly dialogues, and engaging government and academic researchers. PAP has actively engaged top policymakers by sharing evidence for informed decision-making and has popularized the population management agenda among students and academics. The professionals' growing interest in PAP's initiatives ensures its long-term sustainability. PAP has established itself as a leading go-to resource for technical inputs on population issues, and it's recognized as a thought leader in the field. It is a source of pride that PAP has endured over time, thriving with limited funding as a voluntary organization, achieving continuity, credibility, and impact. I wish PAP continued success in sustaining the importance of population issues and achieving even greater milestone in the next 25 years. Amen.